You are a dream walker, lost in a mysterious labyrinth. Your goal, find the 8 Oniric doors. Hello gamers, this is Mark from the Solobot channel, and today we will be playing Onirim. Onirim is a card game where the goal is to find all 8 doors, 2 of 4 different colors, before your deck runs out of cards. Onirim is played with a single deck of cards, and in the deck are 3 different types of cards. Location cards in the 4 different colors, which have a sun, a moon, or a key symbol on them. Door cards, also 2 of each door in the 4 different colors, and dream nightmare cards. On your turn, you will play a card to the dream labyrinth or discard a card. Then resolve the effect of the card you played or discarded, and then draw back up until you have 5 cards in your hand. There's only one rule when playing cards to the labyrinth. You cannot play consecutive cards with the same symbol. So in this case, you could not play a sun and a sun, but you could play a sun and a key. There are potential effects of the cards you draw when you refill your hand, and I'll explain those a little bit later. Since the object of the game is to discover all 8 doors, let's talk about the 2 ways you can discover a door. If you play 3 consecutive cards of this to the labyrinth of the same color, you may immediately search the deck for that colored door and discover it. You then shuffle a deck and draw back up to 5 cards. The other way to discover a door is if you draw a door card while replenishing your hand and discard a key card of the matching color. You would immediately discover that door and then continue to draw back up to 5 cards in your hand. On your turn, you can also discard a key card to trigger a prophecy. When you do this, you draw 5 cards from the top of the deck. You must discard one of the 5 cards, then put the remaining 4 cards back on top of the deck in the order of your choice. You then draw back up to 5 cards as normal. If you draw a nightmare card, you will discard the nightmare and choose one of the 4 different negative effects. You may discard a key card from your hand. You may place a discovered door back into the limbo pile. It will get shuffled back into the deck. You may reveal 5 cards from the top of the deck and discard any card which is not a door or a nightmare card. The door and the nightmare cards in this case would go into the limbo pile and would get shuffled back into the deck at the end of your turn. You may also discard your entire hand and draw back up to 5 cards. When you're drawing back up to 5 cards in this case, you would set aside any door or nightmare cards and keep drawing until you have 5 cards in your hand. And then the door and the nightmare cards would go into the limbo pile and get shuffled back into your deck. If you discover all 8 doors, you win. If your deck runs out before you discover all 8 doors, you lose. So, let's get started. One thing you'll notice is you will shuffle a lot while you're playing this game. And we'll go through what happens when you start your initial hand of 5 cards. So here's the draw pile. So I'll keep my hand down here so you can see it. So a door card would go into the limbo pile, also into the limbo pile. Keep that, keep that, keep that. Ooh, get a lot. The nightmare card would go into the limbo pile, and that's only in the initial part of the game, with those go back into the limbo pile. So as you can see, we have 3 red keys and a white key. So fairly good start, although we don't at this point have cards that we can play to the labyrinth in order to gain a door. So we'll have to decide what to do. So this is one of the decision points of the game, is you decide how you're going to start the labyrinth, what you're going to go for. Since we have so many red cards, I think one option here would be to discard one. So place the discards over here and draw the top 5 cards. Take a look at the 5 cards. Must discard one of them. We put the rest of them back in whatever order we want. Since we have a red key, we probably want to put the red door on top. We can discard that. We're going to discover the red door. So I think that will be a good way to go. So now we would draw back up, and we see the red door that we wanted. Discard a red key. And we've discovered the red door, the first of the 8 doors we need. So we'll continue drawing cards till we get 5. And now we start the labyrinth. Since we have a couple white cards here, we can try putting the white cards in the labyrinth, trying to gain the white door. We knew the blue door was coming. That will go back into the limbo pile and get shuffled back into the deck. We have a blue key, just a little bit too late, unfortunately. So now we can once again choose how we want to handle these. We've already gotten rid of 2 red keys, so we probably don't want to get rid of the 3rd red key. We can take a look at what we might want to do next. We're working on the white door possibly. So one thing we can do, we can just simply discard a sun or a moon. No effect on that. Now we got a nightmare card. So unfortunately we're going to have to deal with one of the negative effects of the cards. We discard the nightmare card. I believe since we have so many keys, why don't we go ahead and we can discard a key, a blue key. Then we draw back up to 5 cards again. Okay, at this point we do not have 3 white cards, so what we can do is we can start trying to play the blue cards. So again, you cannot play the same symbol, so we play a blue sun card. You can then play a blue moon card. We just need 1 more blue card to finish it out. We did not get one, so we could discard these and hope to draw a blue card, or we can try and get lucky with another prophecy. So why don't we try that? So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. We get to discard one of them. Fortunately, we'll discard that one. We could probably go with the blue, and then we'll get to search the deck for a blue card. But why don't we first get ourselves a green key in our hand? That will be helpful. So we draw back up, get a green key. We can discard a card, get the blue key like we knew was coming. 3 blue cards in a row. That allows us to now search the deck for a blue door. Obviously, after you search the deck for a card, you would have to shuffle the deck afterwards. So there we go. We got our blue card. Now when you continue from here, if I started to play more blue cards, I would essentially start over a new set of 3. So I couldn't treat this as having 2 blue cards in a row and 1 more blue card would give me a second blue door. Okay, so we'll draw back up to our 5th card. Now we choose which of the next doors we might want to try and go for. Why don't we try and go for the red doors? Draw a card. Oh, we got a white door, a white key. Discard the white key, and we found a white door. So we're 3 out of the 8 doors have been discovered. Draw back up to 5 cards. Now we only have red sun, so that's not going to help us very much. Also the greens, we only have green sun. So why don't we discard a red card? Draw back up. Again, more red sun, so discard another one. Now we have a blue moon. Actually, why don't we, so that we can start playing the green, we'll play a blue moon card. And then we can pivot over to playing a green sun card. Let's play green key card. Hope for the best here. And we're lucky. So 3 green cards in a row lets us search for a green card. Green door, sorry. Once again, shuffle the deck after searching the deck. So now we have 4 of the 8 doors. Doing fairly well so far. We have a good amount of the deck left. So get the deck back, draw back up to 5 cards. We could try and start our search for the next green door. So why don't we do that? Play the green moon card. Oh, the blue door, we do not have a blue key, so this goes into the limbo pile while we draw back to our hand. The red door also goes into the limbo pile. White door also into the limbo pile. Unfortunately, we don't have any keys. Now we have a white key, a little bit too late. So these go back in to the discard pile, or back into the deck. So now we still only have, since we've used 3 of the green cards to find the first green door, we only have 1 green card in our next set in the labyrinth. So we still need 2 more green cards until we find that door. So let's see if we can get lucky. We play our second green card, draw back up. Green card, unfortunately, is not a moon or a key. So what I think we can try and Try and do here is try and get lucky and do the work with the prophecy again. So we discarded a key card, draw 5 cards. The prophecy also allows you to get rid of nightmare cards, as with that. So you get to discard one of the cards. You must discard one of the cards, and you put the rest back in the deck in any order. Since the green key would give us the green card, why don't we just put that back on top of the deck and go and take care of that right away. So the green key card, get our 3rd green card in a row. Let's just search for the green door. So now we have found the 2nd green door. So now we have just a white, a blue, and a red door left to win the game. So we draw back up to 5 cards. So obviously we have 2 red cards here. We just need a moon or a key to finish that set off. So why don't we continue to labyrinth down here. We'll start with the red card, red sun, and hope that we can find a red moon. We've already found 2 green doors, so these cards aren't much use to us. We can discard that. Another red sun, so not much use to us. A lot of sun cards coming up, so what we could do, we continue to discard the sun and hope to get a green door. Well, now an interesting thing. So we're trying for the red door, but now we have 3 blue cards that we could play in order to get the blue door, assuming that we don't run into any problems with the nightmare card. So why don't we try? Unfortunately, we can't start with that. So why don't we'll start with the moon? So we actually only have 2 in a row. Again, lots of sun cards. So blue sun. So we'll play the 2nd blue sun. Play a 2nd card, a blue sun. Now we have all sun cards. We don't have much use for these blue sun cards anymore, since we're just looking for any other one. Again, not much use for the blue sun card, so we can discard that. Still looking for a blue moon or a blue key card. So we discard a white sun card. And we ended up with a nightmare card. So right now we can either discard a door. We don't have any keys to discard. We could discard our hand, or we could discard 5 off the top of the deck. At this point, since the green moon, we already have 2 green doors, I think we're going to discard our hand and hope for the best. So now we're drawing back up to 5 cards in this case, so doors and nightmare cards will just go into the limbo pile. Unfortunately, we don't get to use the key on the door once we discard our hand and drawing back up to 5. It follows the same rules as the beginning of the game, where the doors and the nightmare cards do not have any effect. And then we must shuffle these back into the deck. So we were looking for a blue moon or a blue key card, which we unfortunately did not find. So we can discard cards and hope to get the card we're looking for, or we could use a key card for the prophecy. Let me try one. We'll discard the green moon and see what that brings us. Unfortunately, we ended up with a nightmare card. So now we do have a key card in our hand, so I think we will discard the key card to get rid of the nightmare. Draw back up to 5 cards. Still do not have that last door, unfortunately, so we can keep hoping for the best here. Another nightmare card, unfortunately. I think so we're looking for the blues. We try and discard our hand again. We still have some cards left. Blue key, so I think that is going to help us out. Again, drawing back up to 5. Nightmares and doors go into the limbo pile. And then get shuffled back into the deck. Now our deck is considerably smaller, so had a little bit of bad luck with the nightmare cards. But we can play a blue key card that gives us 3 blue in a row, and that allows us to search for the blue door. Now we just need a red and a white door. We have 2 red cards, but we've given away. We discarded a lot of red sun cards, so we'll see if we're able to find what we need here. Okay, first draw back up to 5. Oh, good luck, maybe. Perhaps. Play the moon. Unfortunately, we had a nightmare card, but we do have the cards we want in our hand, so I think this time we will discard 5 cards from the top of the deck. So put the discards over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And similarly, as if we were started the game, we're putting our hand at 5, or after we've discarded, only the location cards get discarded. The nightmare cards get shuffled back into the deck. Okay, draw back up to 5 cards. Oh, unfortunately, another nightmare card. I think we're going to have to discard off the top of the deck. Again, things are not looking good right now. A lot of nightmare cards left in the deck, so these 2 go. Very small amount in our deck. Don't know that we're going to be able to get lucky here. We still have 2 doors left to find. Things were looking good, but I think we're in a little bit of trouble here. Play the sun card. Play the moon card. So we did actually find the red door. So we're looking for the white door. Not very many cards left. I don't know that we have enough cards to find the white door. Oh, there we did find the white door, but we don't have a key to help us out. So this gets shuffled back into the deck. So our only hope is we play the white sun card and the nightmare card. And unfortunately, with only 2 cards left in our deck and our hand, either way we choose, we end up losing the game. So if we discarded this and discarded our hand, once we drew back up, we don't have enough cards to go in our hand. So unfortunately, we have lost the game. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed watching the playthrough, and we will see you next time.